What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about Lucid, I want to go over the latest 13Fs, what institutions have been doing, and why that might be alluding to more manipulation with Lucid. And aside from that, I just want to talk on what might be coming in the foreseeable future for Lucid. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. And on a side note, hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far. But in case you guys did not know, Tesla did have a pretty big unveil for their Robotaxi. Some people like it, some people didn't. I think in general it's a good concept. It's coming out, I guess, tentatively 2026. And I think that it could be a very, very big deal. But at the end of the day, what does that mean for Lucid? Which right now, as Peter has reiterated many times, they have a fairly large tech advantage over Tesla. But this came out in 2021, so a little bit more of a throwback. But in reality, if you look back at a lot of Lucid's articles, what they were really stating, yeah, their timelines are a little bit off, but generally they are sticking to their plan. So they did state that self-driving robotaxis, a fleet is going to likely take around 10 years. And that is going to be kind of sped up. It says in here, and plus the lower price vehicle with potential partnerships. So Peter has mentioned time and time again that a lot of partnerships most likely will orient around that mid-size SUV. So late 2026, so probably they'll be somewhere within 2026. And so in reality, this, which did come out in 2021 right here, so 2031, basic math, but logically it might be a little bit sooner, right? So robotaxis, I do feel, is going to be a very, very profitable business. A lot of people are going to want to get into that, and they'll want to get there first, right? That's why probably Elon is just doing crappy spray paint for the hub tires and all the other crap just to get there first. That way they have the first mover advantage. And that's basically what happened with the EV sector and Tesla, right? That's why they have a significant market share, because they were first, not because they are the best. And this is why I think it does frustrate a lot of Lucid investors, and probably Peter as well, because they know that the technology in a Lucid far exceeds Tesla, but because of Tesla having the market share and just like they don't really have to do marketing or anything like that, so they can just sit back and enjoy that advantage. So I think Lucid should really prioritize this. So I don't know if this could be a potential question for their upcoming Q3 earnings posed by retail. Is this still on the table? Are you still looking at, I guess, roughly 7-ish years from now for Lucid to unveil a robotaxi? So I think that would be really good if they do. But again, I just wanted to kind of do a little bit more of a throwback. But aside from that, on a daily basis, I always go over a lot of data points like options, shorts, and in case you do not know, shorts have been a really big pain in Lucid's back. So right now, 28.16% of the free float is being shorted. And the latest 13F, so what I'll do is I'll quickly pop over to IBKR. So this is the latest in 13Fs. And institutions, quarter over quarter, did go down 3.26%. So institutions right now do hold 71.42% of the float. Strategic entities, 2.02%, and then other, aka retail, is 26.56. So retail did go up 8.21%, again, quarter over quarter, which generally is good. But at the same time, as I've stated in the past, retail, we don't really move as one. A lot of people, no offense, have our paper hands. They invest too emotional. And so that does cause a little extra volatility. And as a byproduct of that, you do have more manipulation. And so quickly going back over here, that could justify why shorts have really been all over Lucid for a while now. And even looking here under this website, it shows all the volume off exchange. So typically this is a good sign of manipulation as well, because if market makers, which sometimes are correlated with shorts, are redirecting volume off of the exchange, it's really limiting obviously buys and sells dependent on whatever the market maker wants, right? So for instance, on Friday, 60.3% of the overall volume was moved off exchange. So some of you might say, well, that's kind of norm, right? Like over the last 30 days, 57% is what it is, right? Yes, that is true. Very, very true that Lucid is relatively high, but let's compare it to Rivian. 51% on average, 52. And let's pull up this right here. So this is Tesla, 48, and then over the last 30 days, 58. And let's just pull up, let's say, good old SoFi as well. I cover SoFi, and so 52. So in general, this is abnormally high. And so this in combination is most likely linked to this, which is most likely linked to just the heavy retail presence. So I think shorts are just trying to target heavily retail presence stocks just because of the, I guess, unorganizedness. That's completely a made up word. But anyways, you guys get the idea that I'm trying to get across. But yeah, I think this is a quick summary of just what has changed from the 13F's. So it's kind of good to see that I guess retail is getting in, institutions not so much, but the PIF we do know is going to continue to increase their position and really hold strong in Lucid. I think that's one of the staples that we generally do know. But one thing that hopefully will incentivize just big money to really start getting back into Lucid is future rate cuts. And because of all the, I guess, grayness with the data, you have now a 89.5% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut for the November, and then now another 25 for the December. So I think in general, that would be good based on last week. So as of October the 10th, there was still $11.26 billion moving out of equities into money markets. So there is still is a certain level of fear in the broader market. I've occasionally brought this up that there will be a big rotation similar to what happened during this time period when every stock went up because a huge amount of capital got into the market, right? They saw a lot of optimism, buying opportunities. And if we do have 2 rate cuts possibly, and dependent on the presidential debate as well, or on the elections, you might see a rotation start because of that. But until then, I think just Lucid is just going to be based on their own data and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts on everything that I kind of talked on. Random type of video, so a little bit more robotaxis as well as just manipulation. But that's kind of the topics at hand. I've been searching social media. There's not really a lot coming out. A lot of just new studios, nothing really to go out and buy Lucid based off of. But if Lucid during their upcoming earnings was to state that they are still considering and really humoring robotaxis for the future, honestly, I can see that being a very, very good buying opportunity based on that. Once again, if you have a long-term time horizon and all the other fun jazz. But yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts on Lucid. Hopefully, like I said, everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far. 2 things I want to share with you. One of which is free shares. That is 5 free stocks through Moomoo. It does give you up to each of them up to $2,000. So that's a kick-ass deal that you must take advantage of. As well, I did launch memberships. So if you like my Lucid content and want to support the channel, definitely consider joining as a member. But with all that, I appreciate all of you guys watching.